What's up, YouTube? I know I've been going a while, but had a little trouble with my last car, so I had to get something new. I just wanted to address one of the very common problems these cars have, which is the steering. Telescopic steering starts to go out, the gears in there. And the bad thing about this is Honda or Acura doesn't really sell just the little gears by themselves. They don't sell this by themselves. And the problem that these things have is either the teeth on the outside wear out or the teeth on the inside wear out. You can see them, they're worn on the inside. So mine are worn on the inside and it's not catching the, the little shaft with the spirals on it that twist the steering wheel up and down. So the only way you can move it is either replace the whole steering column. I'm not doing all that because it's probably going to eventually fail anyway. I'm just going to take the motors off. There's two motors, one for forward and one for up and down. I'm going to take the motors off and adjust it to where I want it, to where I can be happy with it staying in a certain position. Because when I got this car, the steering wheel was very low, kind of like this, and I couldn't even see my gauges. So I've adjusted it, so now when I'm sitting, I can see my gauges now. I think the person who had it before was very small, so I'm not going to take you step by step through the whole thing because I wanted to do it myself and see how it was first. I've already taken it apart. So basically all you got to do is take off your plastic covers, of course. The plastic covers. This one has 3 on the bottom here. 1, 2, 3. And the top one just clips into place. The little tabs on the side. Just pop that top part off. There's no screws in the top part. And then you got to wiggle it out. It was kind of hard since you can't move the steering wheel, but you'll get it. Then you're down to everything's exposed. Now, if you just want to go up, what I'm just trying to do really, I don't really want to take the whole thing apart because the motor that moves it in and out is back here in the back. And you really can't get to that unless you have a little tiny screwdriver because there's screws on the back here. So I'm not really going to mess with that. It's far enough for me. I got long arms anyway. I just mainly want to move my steering wheel up and down. So you take off your motor, and that has 4 screws on it, 4 Phillips screws right there. There's 2 on the sides. The motor's on the car like this, and there's 2 here, 2 there, and then there's 2 there. Take those off, and you got to kind of wiggle it out until it gets out of there. What's funny is these motors always work just fine. It's just the gears that wear out. Because I had a 98 Acura RL, did the same thing. The motor works fine. I don't think I've ever seen a motor go out. It's just always these plastic gears. If they would have used metal gears for this, it would have been a lot better. But, of course not. Since this is the first generation, second gen RL, this is the first model of 05, they, a lot of this stuff was still experimental. Really wasn't tested yet. I want to say the newer ones have metal gears, but probably don't. They probably still have plastic gears too. But anyway, so you want to take your motor off, which goes on the side here. Get this out of the way. Okay, take your motor off, which fits in there, right here. You got those 2 screws and then the 2 screws that go up right here. And then you have to wiggle it out a little bit. It's a little kind of wedged in there. Take it out, get it off. Then you're down to your motor. Like I said, this bottom motor here, that goes on like this. This bottom motor here is the one that moves it up and down. Take that off, and your side motor over here is the one who moves it, in and out, facing towards you and back away from you. So that one you can do, if you want to feel like taking this whole thing apart. Really, to remove the steering column is not really that hard. You have these big screws here. You have one on this side, one on the other side, and then 2 in the back. I don't know if you can see them back there. 2 in the back there, the gold ones. Remove those 4. And then your steering shaft down here That's 10 millimeter. You gotta make sure you don't mess up the alignment of the steering and all that, you know. But remove those and the steering shaft at the bottom and the whole, you can take the whole, you know, steering wheel out, the whole steering shaft out, and, you know, do it like that. It'd be a lot easier. But if you don't want to go through all that, then this is the easiest way. So once you get that little motor off, you come down here at the bottom and you have, where is it? You have these two right here. You have this ring, which is not that tight. You can get it off with a pair of pliers, you know, channel lock pliers. So twist that off. It's on the bottom right here. Twist that off, and then you have this, which is inside of there. I took this off with the pliers as well and just screw it out. Neither one of them was very tight. This bottom one, you can also use a big socket. What size is this? This is a 36 millimeter, and that fits right on there. See? Fits right in there. Take that off and then you're good to go. Then the trick to adjusting this thing is taking a 16 millimeter socket and sliding it over the shaft inside there. This little shaft with the spirals in there. It's not going to slide right on, so you take a hammer and tap it on there a little bit, the 16 millimeter socket. And then once it's snug, then you can adjust the steering up and down. And that's it. You can put it wherever you want to put it. It's pretty easy. You can see it moving. See it? And you can put it wherever you want it. I'm going to leave mine a little bit lower. And there you go. And like I said, for that back one, you can do the same thing. For the back one that moves it, you know, in and out, you can do the same. If you can get a small screwdriver, stubby screwdriver in there and to get those 4 bolts off for the motor, then you can take that one off. That's easy. And you can just adjust it the same way. But this one, it might be tight doing it like that, so you probably have to take the whole steering shaft out and go through all that. That's up to you though on that one. I'm not messing with the in and out because I have long arms. Like I said, I just scoot my chair forward if I have to. But this is a manual way of fixing these because I don't think they, like I said, they don't sell just the gears by themselves. You have to buy the whole thing, and I've only seen these whole things on eBay for like, I don't know, 150 bucks. You buy that and then you have the same problem a couple years from now. So I don't know. I'm not going to be bothered with that. Because there's no point in buying all that and have the same problem again a couple years from now. Maybe even a few months from now. So it's better just to do it like this. You can adjust it whenever you need to. And be done with it. So, hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. I'll be doing some more videos in this car because I got to replace a lot of interior parts. I got to replace the seats. Seats are all beat up, door panels, armrest. It needs a lot of work. But I only paid $1,300 for this car, and it runs perfect, but it just needs a lot of work. Whoever had it really didn't take care of it. It's got 180 on it, and it's much more bigger than much more room in the back seat than my IS had, my Lexus had. Because that back seat space was very tiny on that car. That's the one downside that car has. They have about the same horsepower, but this one's a little bit slower. I mean, it's bigger and heavier. And this is, of course, all-wheel drive, so it has better handling, though. That's the advantage. But the main reason I got the Lexus in the first place was because of the push start and all that. But this car has all the same things. The keyless entry, you know, put your hand in the handle and it opens right up. And it has a little turn thing here on the ignition. you just turn it. You don't need to put a key in there. There's a cover that goes over there. I took mine off because I don't have the fob right now. I got to get a fob made for this car. But when I get that made, I can just turn the knob and it'll crank up automatically. And it has all the automatic windows, all 4 windows automatic, just like that Lexus. So it has all the same things, you know. I'd say this car is a little bit better on the dashboard department. Dashboard looks brand new. The Lexus have a known issue with those sticky dashboards and all that. That's a big problem those cars have. But these have all the interior parts, so every luxury car has its faults. And, you know, these cars have sticky glove boxes. Somebody put a piece of felt over this thing. They have sticky glove boxes. But this stuff can be fixed easily, though. You can buy these armrest pieces off eBay for like 20 bucks. These two right here for like 20 bucks. And then, you know, all that. The seats, I found the seats for the front seats, the top and the bottom part. I found it for like 180 on eBay. That's a good deal for the butt part and the back part. That's a good deal. So, this stuff can be replaced really easily. I've already replaced this right here because that was all beat up. This part. The rest of them look good though. And this car has one thing that Lexus doesn't have. It has a power shade in the back window that comes up and down, which is pretty cool. Like a little curtain, a little sunshade. But I'm gonna replace all this stuff. I gotta replace the door pockets too. They're broken. But it's all easy stuff. I'd rather have this instead of having replace a whole dashboard, because a dashboard is not fun to take out. It's pretty hard to take out. You know. Some of those Lexus cars on the road, people got lucky and got the recall done before, you know, it expired. But if you miss the recall, then you're stuck with a sticky dashboard. But I like this kind of material right here. It's a lot better. It doesn't never crack. I leave this car in the sun all day. It never cracks or anything. It's perfect. The problem with my Acura TL had this problem where it cracked. The dashboard got all cracked up. But these RLs are a lot better. It's just everything else. But luckily, this, like I said, this stuff is cheap. So I'll be replacing that soon whenever it comes in the mail. I'm waiting on it now. But that's it. Any questions or anything about these cars? I can make a video for you guys if anything you need to know about these cars. They're pretty easy, you know. They're not really that hard. I gotta do a couple more things to the engine. I did the transmission fluid already. Gotta do the oil change and valve cover gaskets and all that, motor mounts. But this thing runs great. For 1,300 bucks, you really can't complain. I mean, it's a good car for 1,300 bucks if you can do all this stuff yourself. When I saw this car online, the guy had on the ad, he had mechanic special, so I knew what I was getting into when I bought this car. It wasn't like it was a car ready to go, you know. And that's about it. So until next time, I'm making some more videos for these cars, you know, because this is the car I have now. So if you guys have any things with these cars you need a little help on, just let me know in the comment section and I'll make a video for it if I can. But peace.